Thank you so much for coming here, Amir. Really appreciate. Let me give you a very quick background, and then if you could also share a little bit more about yourself, that'll be great. And then we have a fun sense of questions about what's your vision for the future, how does your experience with STL till now actually work out. So yeah, my name is Manish Sinha. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at STL. Starlight Technologies, and I've been in the company for about 3 years and highly passionate about what we are doing as a company, trying to make the world better connected. And Amir, you'd be very happy to know that this month is when we are completing 25 years of building optical fibers for the world. We have been doing optical fiber for 25 years, Amir. For 10 years, we have been doing network design and deployment. And lately, we have actually gotten into Open RAN and Virtual RAN and the entire 5G access. So that's a little background of the company. We think of ourselves as one of the leading integrators of digital networks overall, whether it's wired or wireless.
It's amazing, Manish. I think it's an inspiring journey that you guys have. And it tells a lot about the energy, passion, and the innovation and actually persistence of the journey that you guys are taking. Well done, and congratulations for the 25 years.
Thank you so much.
So, talking about myself a little bit, I am the CTIO for Asiacell now. I have been in the telecom industry since 2003, so I guess top 20 years of experience in that area. My passion is more about actually radio, RAN. That's where I started. Beautiful. And then I moved to customer experience and quality of experience.
I just want to check with you. How is it all going with the with the COVID and everything? All the world is impacted. I hope all of you are safe, and I hope the country is doing well there. It certainly was early days, was very crisis driven. How is it going?
No, it's a jump start. It's I think waves that actually come and go are when it is in temporary direction. Mm-hmm. But actually, before Corona or COVID-19, everyone was talking about digital transformation anyway. It was an aim. Like if you would be like opening your imagination, maybe someone planted the virus to fast track the transformation, because it's just, we were in the root of transformation, and it's like...
Well, that's a new conspiracy theory that we haven't ever heard.
Per hour in the direction, actually, of the transformation. So instead of maybe 30, 40 kilometers per hour, we just jumped it. We just pressed more in the gas.
Did companies actually move their capacity, physically move towers, or are they thinking of more dynamic virtual RAN? You talked about stuff like that.
We moved more into software capacity, upgrades, like adding carriers and like more of software investments.
Okay.
And of course, vendors were forced to have a dynamic deal. Like, it's a situation that no one can actually have foreseen. And so we have negotiated with our suppliers, and they were helpful actually. That actually we need to at least calibrate the market again. So let's have some temporary licenses, some temporary stuff, put it into the new hotspots. Yeah. And if they still become like prominent hotspots, then we will buy them the capacities.
And did you see a move of traffic, or did you also see a massive jump in traffic?
It's actually a move with a jump.
Move and a jump.
It was so interesting. A city like Baghdad was like, if you do the traffic, it would look like red and green. And then COVID-19 happened, it became red and green. Like,
oh yeah, it did that.
Yes, exactly. So
we have seen similar stuff here. Just to share with you what we had to do in India is that traffic moved to home areas. Some of the operators actually had to put towers on these truck backs, right, with generators, and move them to areas just to handle demand in residential areas, like the mobile towers.
We have done the same. We have done the same.
Yeah.
We have moved something like big number. We have moved a big number of on cell on wheel sites to that locations of the residential.
Right. And has this change that has happened, has that triggered a thought of actually accelerating the building of digital networks? Yeah,
government is a bit slow, I guess, but I think like the trigger is clear. Like the government announced 4G already last week. Iraq, I think, one of two countries in the world that they don't have 4G. So,
Iraq has had its share of problems, but this is good that it is coming out of it, and now, so 4G has been announced.
So they actually not only announced it 4G, they jumped. They said like neutrality, go and do 4G, 5G, do whatever.
Yeah.
So we want you to give Iraqis the right investments and the right experience.
Very nice.
So for our investments, I think it took our idea that there is now a big opportunity in digital transformation of the government, data center co-locations, digital services offering, our B2B arm of the business.
Okay.
And I think this opportunity, if you don't take it now, it's going to go to someone else and just go.
We are seeing private equity players putting up billions of dollars for setting up investments of infrastructure, right? I don't know if you're aware, Reliance Jio has raised tons of money from private equity players, including from Facebook. You seeing investments from financial companies coming in there?
I think they need more to work on the policies first to allow this to happen, because actually the fiber infrastructure or the communication infrastructure is considered as a national asset. So even if you go in Iraq and build the fiber network, the ownership goes to the government. You only have a right of use, which is actually I don't think it will be a challenge for any equity.
Yeah. What kind of fiberization do they have for backhaul? Like in India, we typically run around 30% of towers are fiberized. The rest is on spectrum still. Is that
We're still in the very early stage.
Okay.
But our ambition is to reach actually 7 to 1. So for every 7 towers, 1 is connected to
a fiber network.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So that's our overall ambition.
That's very nice. Good. Hey, let's switch gears a little. You have been interacting with some folks at STL in the past in their fields, and then hopefully recently with the company in a more formal sense as well. How has that interaction been? What do you think of us as a company? How are we as your friends and partners? Just your perspective of us as a company would be useful.
I perceive STL as a go-to vendor.
Okay.
Like, we might not end up working much together, but it's a go-to vendor to say, okay, I have a problem. It's a one-stop shop. You guys have different solutions, and you don't have the arrogance of the tier 1, tier 2. You don't have arrogance, so we can have a conversation and say, this is the budget, I want to do this, or this is a use case. I don't think I'm not sure how it will work, but what do you think?
Okay.
So maybe can we test on it and see how it works? So it's actually an easy
pleasant conversation
to work with. Yeah, you don't have I think it's something that you guys should build on, because I believe it's really doing well with you, and it's fantastic.
Thanks so much, Amir. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
I wish to, I don't know when possible, but my wish is one day to meet you in Baghdad.
We will do that. We will do that, definitely.
Thanks so much. Goodbye.